This guy shares why secular music can be demonic.
What about Barry Manilow? Oh, he was a good guy. That was pop. That was not rock. Barry Manilow, and I'm not going to get into his personal orientation on life right now, but he did come out of the closet a few years ago. But let me show you the lyrics to one of his songs. I sing the songs that make the whole world sing. And I wrote the very first song. I put the words and the melodies together. I am music and I write the songs. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. I write the songs of love and special things. I write the songs that make the young girls cry. I write the songs, I write the songs. My home lies deep within you, and I've got my own place in your soul.
If you want to keep your mind on the things of God, then follow my channel right now.
This isn't a reaction. I've seen this clip before. This is, of course, part of a interview, podcast, whatever. And the guy on this channel is putting it up, showing, oh, look how demonic this music is. Now, I have noticed in a lot of Christian circles, there is this idea that unless something is produced specifically as Christian content, then it's most likely got some kind of demonic source to it. And everything seems to be demonic, regardless of what it actually says. Now, the reasoning behind this, this clip doesn't tell you how this song is demonic. I write the songs that make the young girls cry. I write the songs of love and special things. You know, what about this is demonic? This little clip here doesn't tell us. In the comments on this clip, though, people are talking about how, oh, this is obviously describing Satan because Satan's the choir, or he was the choir master of heaven. And so this is Satan singing that I write the songs, I'm in, my home is in your heart. Because, of course, everybody is naturally demonic according to many Christians. So this all has to be about Satan. As the heavenly choir master before his fall, he now is singing about how he inserts his influence into all of us through evil music. But that's not what the song is actually saying. And if you actually read the lyrics and listen to interviews of the guy that wrote it, you realize very quickly that this is all nonsense. Now, the song was written by Bruce Johnston, who was a member of the Beach Boys. He wrote it in 1975. In 1976, Barry Manilow recorded a cover of it. Bruce Johnston himself stated that when he wrote the song, the first person in it, the I that it is talking about, I write the songs, he wrote that meaning God. The song itself is written as an ode or a praise of God's gift of music to man. God is the one. The first song ever written was written by God. He is the one that gives us music. He is in our soul. His home is in our hearts. That is what Bruce Johnston meant by this song. Barry Manilow, when it was suggested that he make a cover of it, actually didn't want to do it. He hesitated because he thought that a lot of people wouldn't understand that the song was about God. They thought he might be singing about himself, and that this confusion in the lyrics would give him a bad reputation. But he did it anyways, and it's a great song. I love the song. And it is, when you listen to it, it is so clearly a song praising God for his gift of music. It is not about Barry Manilow. It is not about Satan. It is a song in praise of God. But we still have those who think that because it is a secular song, it can't be about God. It has to have some kind of demonic influence, and therefore they will overlay their ideas onto it rather than accepting it for what it is. And that is why you have people who say, oh, this is obviously about Satan, because Satan was the choir master in heaven, therefore it has to be him singing about how he influences people with music. Now, of course, this idea of Satan being the choir master of heaven is just silly. It's taken, I believe, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13. Ezekiel's prophesying the destruction of the city of Tyre and Sidon. And he describes Tyrus in somewhat similar ways that you might describe Satan's original position before he fell. Being in the garden is what most people latch onto there. He says, you were in Eden, the garden of the Lord. Therefore, this has to be talking about Satan. But it's really talking about Tyre and Sidon and comparing them. Kind of like Isaiah, chapter 14, verses 12 through 13, where it talks about how art thou fallen, O Lucifer. Yes, that is technically a description of Satan, but it is using it in a way to make a comparison to Babylon. And we have the same thing in Ezekiel, although that comparison is a bit more tenuous on exactly what the intended meaning is. And it's talking, in the King James, it does talk about the timbrels and pipes. I believe it's timbrels and pipes. And so people take that and say, oh, well, this has to be talking about Satan was the choir master before he fell. It doesn't say that. At best, it says he played musical instruments in heaven. It doesn't say he was the choir master. It says he may have been involved in some kind of music. But apparently, in the Hebrew, what is translated as timbrels and pipes is more fittings and sockets, and is thus describing how the jewels that he was wearing were made. I don't know. It's all just silly to me. That's where it comes from. But it's people trying to take what is good and wholesome and turn it into something demonic because it is not expressly created by Christians for Christians as Christian content. But I want to point out that in the New Testament, Paul references secular poets. He states in Acts chapter 17, verse 28, "For in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring." Paul is acknowledging that secular poets often are inspired by the Spirit to write what they write. God does not work only through Christians. He does not work only through those who believe. He works through all men in various ways. Poets frequently, even if they are unbelieving, write some of the most sublime words you will ever read. Sometimes they don't even understand what they're writing. Was it Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, was it, that wrote the lines, "We come in this world trailing clouds of glory"? And when asked what he meant by that, he said he had no idea, it just felt right. See, modern Christians are trying to find what's evil in the world. And whatever you look for, you're going to find it. And if it's not actually there, you will find it anyways because you will manufacture it. So in this case, the song is not demonic in any way. But a lot of people will say it is because they are trying to find the devil. Me and Paul and many prophets would say, look for God in everything. Acknowledge God's hands in all things, including secular poetry, including secular music. Now, that doesn't mean that the influence of Satan isn't real, that Satan doesn't exist, that he's not out there causing mayhem and everything. But it does mean that God's influence is greater. And when we look for it, we will find it. And we will find it not only in the church, not only among those who are outwardly professing Christian. We will find it in all places and in all things, because God's influence and inspiration affects all men. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there, and we will leave that here. If you're like this, like, subscribe, all those good things that help us out here. And I will see you in the next one.